The thought of a world without soda might seem unimaginable to many, given how deeply ingrained this fizzy drink is in global culture. From its iconic role at family gatherings and parties, to its presence in restaurants, movie theaters, and convenience stores, soda has become more than just a beverage. It's a cultural phenomenon. But what if soda were suddenly banned worldwide? What would happen to society, the economy, health, culture, and even the environment? In this comprehensive exploration, we dive into the potential consequences of such a sweeping prohibition and consider the challenges, opportunities, and shifts that might emerge in a sodaless world. To start, soda, or carbonated soft drinks, represent a massive global industry. The largest companies like Coca-Cola, PepsiCo, and Dr. Pepper Snapple Group generate billions of dollars annually through the sale of sodas and related products. These corporations provide jobs to hundreds of thousands of people worldwide, from factory workers and truck drivers to marketers and sales personnel. If soda were banned, these companies would face catastrophic revenue losses, forcing massive layoffs and potentially bankrupting many suppliers and distributors tied to the industry. The economic shock would ripple through entire supply chains, impacting farmers who grow sugar and corn, manufacturers of packaging materials, advertising agencies, retailers, and more. The government's role in enforcing a soda ban would be critical and complex. Lawmakers might introduce such bans as a public health measure, given the well-documented links between soda consumption and obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and dental problems. However, the regulatory challenge would be significant. How would authorities monitor and enforce a ban on a product so widely distributed and consumed? Would there be fines or criminal penalties? Would homemade soda or soda substitutes be regulated? The experience with alcohol prohibition in the early 20th century United States suggests that enforcing a ban on a widely popular beverage is difficult and often leads to unintended consequences. One of the most immediate social effects of a soda ban would be the disruption of consumer habits. For many, soda is a daily ritual, whether it's a cola with lunch, a soda during a movie, or a sugary drink at a party. Removing soda from the equation would leave a gap in consumer choice that many would struggle to fill. Some consumers might turn to healthier alternatives, such as water, natural fruit juices, or unsweetened teas. Others might gravitate towards illegal or black market soda, reminiscent of the bootlegging era during alcohol prohibition. The allure of forbidden soda could create an underground economy, complete with counterfeit or homemade fizzy drinks that might not meet safety standards. The health impacts of a soda ban would likely be positive in the long term, though the transition could be bumpy. Soda is a major source of added sugars in many people's diets, contributing to a range of chronic health problems. Removing soda from the market would reduce sugar intake, potentially leading to decreases in obesity rates, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular diseases, and dental decay. Over time, public health might improve significantly, reducing healthcare costs and improving quality of life. However, the sudden elimination of soda might cause withdrawal symptoms or behavioral shifts among heavy consumers who rely on caffeine and sugar for energy and mood regulation. Addressing these challenges would require public education and support programs to help people adopt healthier habits. From an environmental perspective, a soda ban could have mixed consequences. On the positive side, the production and distribution of soda involves substantial resource consumption and pollution. Manufacturing soda requires large amounts of water, energy, and raw materials like sugar and corn syrup. The bottling process creates enormous quantities of plastic and glass waste, much of which ends up in landfills or oceans. Transportation of soda products contributes to carbon emissions. By banning soda, the environmental footprint of the beverage industry could shrink dramatically, reducing plastic pollution and conserving natural resources. On the other hand, if consumers switch to alternative beverages that require equally intensive production or packaging, such as bottled juices or flavored waters, the environmental benefits might be less pronounced. Culturally, the disappearance of soda would create a significant void. Soda is intertwined with advertising, music, movies, and sports sponsorships. Iconic slogans and jingles have become part of popular culture worldwide. Events like the Super Bowl often rely on soda company advertisements to generate revenue and excitement. Without soda brands funding these events, the cultural landscape would shift. Alternative sponsors might emerge, or certain traditions and commercial activities might decline. The social fabric around soda consumption, sharing a cola with friends, sipping soda at celebrations, would have to be reimagined. New rituals might develop around healthier drinks or local beverages. The economic consequences for the agricultural sector would be profound as well. Much of the world's sugar and corn production is linked directly or indirectly to soda manufacturing. Sugarcane and sugar beet farmers would face declining demand, which could lead to falling prices and income loss. Corn growers, especially those involved in producing high fructose corn syrup, a common soda sweetener, would experience similar disruptions. This could lead to a shift in crop patterns, pushing farmers to diversify into other products or regions. Governments might need to provide subsidies or assistance programs to ease the transition. In the retail sector, the impact would be undeniable. Soda accounts for a significant portion of sales in convenience stores, supermarkets, restaurants, and vending machines. Removing soda from shelves would force retailers to rethink product assortments, pricing strategies, and marketing efforts. Some stores might see a decline in foot traffic if soda was a primary purchase driver. Others might innovate by introducing new beverage categories or expanding snack and food offerings. The vending machine industry, heavily reliant on soda sales, would have to pivot dramatically or face obsolescence. A soda ban could also accelerate innovation in the beverage industry. Beverage companies, faced with losing their flagship products, would be pushed to innovate and diversify. We might see a surge in the development of healthier alternatives, functional beverages with added vitamins, natural fruit-infused waters, kombucha, herbal teas, or entirely new categories of drinks. This innovation could drive new business models focused on health, sustainability, and local sourcing. Smaller startups might gain market share by catering to niche demands and experimenting with novel flavors and ingredients. On the international trade front, the banning of soda could alter trade patterns significantly. Many countries export soda and soda ingredients, making it a notable part of their trade portfolios. A ban would reduce demand for these exports, causing trade deficits and forcing countries to find alternative export goods. Countries heavily dependent on soda exports or on exports of sugar and corn syrup to soda manufacturers could experience economic instability. Trade agreements and negotiations might have to be revisited to accommodate new realities. Psychologically and socially, the absence of soda might change social dynamics. Soda often serves as a social lubricant, shared at parties, barbecues, or casual gatherings. Its sweetness and fizz provide sensory enjoyment that brings people together. Without soda, people might seek other shared experiences or alternative beverages to fill this role. Social norms and expectations around hospitality and celebration could shift, potentially creating new traditions or reviving older ones that center on tea, coffee, or local drinks. Legal battles would surely ensue. The soda industry, with vast resources and political influence, would likely fight any ban vigorously. Lawsuits challenging the ban on grounds of personal freedom, economic harm, or scientific debate over health impacts could drag on for years. Lobbying efforts might aim to soften or delay regulations. Public opinion would play a key role in these battles, with health advocates and consumer rights groups on opposite sides. The legal environment would be dynamic and contentious, reflecting broader debates about government intervention and personal choice. Looking at the global health landscape, soda bans have already been implemented in various forms in certain countries and cities. For example, Mexico introduced a soda tax to curb consumption, while some schools and municipalities have restricted soda sales. These initiatives provide valuable lessons about what might happen on a larger scale. Data suggests that soda consumption declines when prices increase or access decreases, and health metrics show some improvements. However, the success of these measures depends on public education, enforcement, and providing appealing alternatives. A global ban would amplify these challenges and require unprecedented international cooperation. The technological implications of a soda ban would be intriguing as well. Soda manufacturing involves complex processes including carbonation, flavor blending, sweetening, and bottling. The loss of this industry might redirect scientific and engineering talent towards other food and beverage innovations, possibly improving sustainability and nutrition. Conversely, specialized equipment manufacturers might face losses or need to adapt products for new applications. Carbonation technology, for instance, could find new uses in other beverage categories or industries. The cultural identities of regions and communities tied to soda production and consumption would be affected. For instance, cities like Atlanta, home of Coca-Cola, have developed tourism, museums, and cultural institutions around the history of soda. Without soda, such cultural landmarks might lose relevance or need to reinvent themselves. Communities known for soda production might lose a sense of pride or economic identity, leading to efforts to diversify or preserve heritage in new ways. In terms of international relations, soda bans could become a diplomatic flashpoint. Countries with large soda industries might resist global agreements to ban or restrict soda, leading to trade disputes or tensions within international organizations like the World Trade Organization. Developing countries with growing soda markets might see bans as a threat to economic development. Negotiating a global approach to soda regulation would be fraught with challenges balancing public health, economic interests, and sovereignty. From a consumer behavior standpoint, a soda ban could influence broader dietary patterns. With soda off the table, people might reduce their overall sugar intake and become more conscious of nutrition. This could spur demand for healthier foods and drinks, encourage home cooking, and lead to lifestyle changes such as increased exercise and mindfulness. However, there could also be unintended consequences, such as increased consumption of other sugary snacks or caffeinated products as substitutes. Public health campaigns would be essential to guide positive changes. The impact on youth culture and marketing would be substantial. Soda companies invest heavily in marketing, targeted at young people using celebrities, sports, music, and social media to build brand loyalty early. Without soda, these marketing platforms would need to adapt or disappear. Youth culture might shift away from soda-associated identities and rituals, potentially influencing music, fashion, and social trends. Alternatively, new brands and products might emerge to fill the cultural void left by soda. In the restaurant and hospitality industries, the absence of soda would require significant adjustment. Soda is a staple menu item and a major profit driver due to its low cost and high markup. Without soda, restaurants might lose revenue or have to increase prices on other items to compensate. They might expand offerings of other beverages, such as craft sodas, flavored waters, or specialty teas and coffees. The change could impact supply chains and staff training, requiring a rethinking of beverage service models. Philanthropy and corporate social responsibility initiatives would also evolve. Soda companies often fund community programs, sports teams, and charitable causes. Without soda sales, these companies might reduce philanthropic spending or shift focus to other areas. Alternatively, they might invest in new health-oriented initiatives to repair public image and align with changing consumer values. The nature of corporate community relationships could transform as the industry landscape changes. In the global economic context, the soda ban would be part of larger trends towards health-conscious consumerism, sustainability, and regulatory intervention. It could set precedents for bans on other unhealthy products, such as sugary snacks or fast food, influencing policy debates worldwide. The soda ban might also accelerate shifts in international investment flows as companies reallocate capital to emerging beverage markets or alternative industries. Finally, the human stories behind the ban would be complex and varied. Some individuals would welcome the change as a path to better health and well-being. Others might feel deprived or resentful, perceiving the ban as an overreach of government control. Small businesses that rely on soda sales might struggle to survive, while entrepreneurs could seize new opportunities. Communities would grapple with changes in identity, economy, and lifestyle. The ban would be more than just a policy. It would be a social transformation with winners and losers, challenges and hopes. In summary, banning soda globally would trigger a cascade of effects touching almost every aspect of society. Economically, industries tied to soda production, distribution, and sales would face upheaval, requiring adaptation and innovation. Public health might benefit significantly, reducing chronic disease burdens, but not without challenges in behavior change and enforcement. Culturally, the loss of soda would shift social rituals, marketing, and identities, opening space for new traditions and products. Environmentally, the ban could reduce waste and resource use, but might also shift impacts to other sectors. Politically and legally, the ban would be contentious and complex, involving powerful interests and international negotiations. This hypothetical scenario forces us to think critically about our relationship with sugar, consumer choice, corporate power, and public health. It raises questions about the balance between individual freedom and societal good, economic growth and sustainability, tradition and innovation. Whether soda continues to bubble up in our glasses or fades into history, the conversation about its impact is vital for shaping a healthier, more equitable future.